Topic 1. AI advancements are driving increased market volatility, while Bitcoin experiences a price drop amidst stable investor sentiment. The recent drop in Bitcoin's price has sparked fears of another crypto winter, shaking the trust of many who viewed Bitcoin as a store of value akin to gold. Despite a significant decline in the spot price of Bitcoin ETFs over the past few months, net inflows from investors remain high, indicating that while hedge funds and speculators are reducing exposure, long-term investors are not abandoning the asset class. Bitcoin has lost nearly half its value since its peak last October and has dropped over 25% in recent months. However, experts on CNBC's ETF Edge assert that long-term investors are holding on to their assets. The iShares Bitcoin Trust has seen about $2.8 billion in net outflows in the last 3 months, but a net inflow of $21 billion over the past year suggests that long-term investors are maintaining their positions. Matt Hugin, CIO of Bitwise Asset Management, states that the selling pressure is not coming from ETF investors, but rather from cryptocurrency investors who have accumulated positions over time. Galaxy CEO Mike Novogratz notes that the speculative era of the crypto market is ending, and future returns will resemble those of long-term investments. The performance of other hard assets like gold is adding to the anxiety of Bitcoin investors, as Bitcoin's decline contrasts with gold reaching all-time highs, challenging the notion of Bitcoin as digital gold. Topic 2. Iran shows willingness to compromise in nuclear negotiations with the U.S. Iran's Deputy Foreign Minister, Majid Takht Ravanchi, has stated in an interview with the BBC that Iran is prepared to compromise in nuclear negotiations with the U.S. Iran emphasizes its willingness to discuss limitations on its nuclear program if sanctions relief is on the table, but it rejects linking this to other issues like missile concerns. Iran is set to hold a second round of nuclear talks in Geneva, reporting positive progress from initial discussions in Oman. Iran demands the lifting of all financial sanctions in exchange for diluting its enriched uranium, reaffirming that it cannot accept a complete halt to uranium enrichment, as the U.S. views this as a pathway to nuclear weapon development. Iran insists it is not pursuing nuclear weapons. Topic 3. Chinese automakers are expressing a strong interest in entering the U.S. market. Chinese automakers are showing a strong interest in entering the U.S. market. China is the world's largest producer and exporter of automobiles, particularly competitive in the electric vehicle sector. However, high tariffs and tensions in U.S.-China trade relations have made entry into the U.S. market challenging. Experts predict that Chinese cars could appear in U.S. showrooms within the next 5 to 10 years. Chinese manufacturers are preparing to establish factories in the U.S. to enter the market, which is expected to provide more options for American consumers and potentially lower prices. Companies like Geely are already preparing to enter the U.S. market through factory establishment, which could serve as a stepping stone for success. However, building trust with American consumers regarding new brands may take time, presenting a challenge for Chinese automakers. Topic 4. Elon Musk and Reid Hoffman clash over their connections to Jeffrey Epstein, reflecting ongoing scrutiny over influential personalities. Elon Musk and Reid Hoffman have clashed on social media over their connections to Jeffrey Epstein, highlighting ongoing scrutiny of influential figures. The two have exchanged emails regarding their past interactions with Epstein, with Musk claiming he never visited Epstein's island and accusing Hoffman of multiple visits. Hoffman clarified that his relationship was relating for the MIT Media Lab and expressed regret over his association with Epstein. This dispute raises questions about Epstein's extensive network and the individuals who have